All right. Yeah, training and testing, I put together a few estimates looking at hotels. The hotel where the actual training is pretty pricey. It's about $200 a night, so I found something a couple miles away for about $127 a night. That's with all the fees included. The training and testing itself is $650, and I figured per diem for meals so we don't run into a receipt fiasco again at the standard rate, and then 75% of that on days 1 and 5. And you guys pass this around, I guess. I don't.
Yeah, there's a request form that you have to fill out.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to
I don't know, I passed a copy of the request form around to everyone, I don't know. But you fill it out and we all get to look at it and then we approve it, so I'm guessing for the next meeting you can do that?
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Where do you test that? Where's it up in?
This one will be in Kyoto.
Pure?
Yeah, they actually proctor the test at the trainings.
So what did you find on your applicator license?
That's next. I actually have not done that yet because I ran into a few budget things that I was doing and a subpoena from 3M on some things, but they did not get it yet because it was a little more, I don't know what that piece of paper was. It was pricier than I had originally stated. I just added. So for me, it would be about $70 a training, about $20 to have the tests remotely proctored, and $180 for 3 years of licensing.
And when is the class, when you do it?
Yeah, the training is just online. It's regular old studying. And then the only thing live is the proctoring of the test. And then for Mitch and David, they would only have to do the core. That's $45 each. And then their licensing would be $150 for 3 years. Just regular, right?
Does your summer help need to have that?
That is, I don't think that's worth going through for them. They won't be able to spray.
Okay.
And if they're younger, they won't. Do you need both of them to do it, or would one be
I think
sufficient?
that's good to have redundancy like that for sure.
Anything else, Nick?
Yeah, skid loader. We've saved a little bit of money in utilities this year, and I'd like to spend it, just to be frank. We were projected with this year's budget to be about $11,000 in surplus in electric, and we are currently 71,957. Now, we have not paid our first quarter, Joe Carroll's first quarter, since they have a different fiscal year than us. We have not paid that bill yet. I haven't seen it. Have we got it? Yeah, Joe Carroll, their contractor. Okay. I imagine it's gonna be pretty small. We have not really been using them a whole lot, especially in the first 3 months of the year. So I'd like to take 20,000 out of there. We're currently running surplus 10,000 in sewer, and that is after paying almost double what we projected for engineering services. So I'd like that 10,000. And I've got $31,000 left in streets, and I'd like to take the line for equipment in streets, or vehicle, I'm sorry, and throw that at it. I checked with Central Bank. They can do a 5.52% on either a 3 or 5 year term. If we get a 5 year term on the remainder of this, it'll be about $575 a month, which to me is a no-brainer between the 3 utilities. They can each pay $200 a month and have streets chip in. So it seems reasonable. This is not, I didn't cheap out. If we want to add a high flow implement later, like a jackhammer or something, we're totally capable in every way. They hold their resale value for a long time, so we get 5, 6 years down the road, trade it in, and get a good credit, and do the lease over. Go ahead.
Is that for sewer, weren't you saving some of that to pay MSA for a while?
That's been paid.
Oh, just 1 month?
Well, no, we will have to do the Sphere financial thing coming up, otherwise it will be, just as Teresa pointed out, $84,000 a month. So it's wisest to sit on our reserves, and this isn't digging into our reserves either. This is surplus money from this year's budget.
But you never have hardly any money in streets, is what you said.
We discussed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to-
Now you got 31,000?
We sat down and talked about it.
Yeah, there's 31,000 left in it.
Do you have money in the park?
I was told I had 0, so couldn't pay.
Does she have any money
I
in the
don't have
park?
it with me right now.
Oh,
I'll have to have Janet get me. Everybody can get them and you can all go over your own departments and know it's in your budgets.
Well, I've tried to do several things and I was told next year, so.
Nick, what do you call their license?
Applicator license.
Is there an applicator also?
I think it's an operator.
Operator.
For some reason, operators under applicator.
So am I understanding this right? You're telling us that you have all this surplus money, but you want to go to central bank and take a loan out for it? Am I missing something?
Yeah, so 40,000 down, 40,000 from what from those line items that I listed would be the down payment. The total
How much
price-
is this thing?
About $70,000, brand new.
What brand is it?
Kubota. It's an SSD 75, if you want to look into it.
what attachments will it have?
It will come with a standard flat bottom bucket, 19.4 cubic feet. I had them also included in that price is a solid bottom gravel bucket, so we can do trees and get into tight spaces there, and pallet forks, which we don't have and are very useful, especially for getting a hydrant off a truck or something.
Can I go back one moment again to the applicator? Do they have to get a testing fee as well?
Yes,
Is that also 20?
yes.
So it-
I'm sorry, I should have repeated that, but yes, it'll be the
So it's
same.
158 a
Same
year for
property.
licensing and 45.
My training will be 70 between the two. I have to have a core and a right of way.
So 70, 20, and 180 for you.
Correct.
And then for them, you said
45, 20, and 150.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions for me?
It's 40,000 down for the skid steer.
40 down is the figures I gave on the 3 and 5 year term. Obviously, we can rework that. We don't want to push so much down. I like to keep monthly payments small.
So I said monthly payment was
575 on a 3 year. Or jumps up significantly, obviously, on a, did I say 5 year or 3 year?
30 is what you
I said, I meant 5. The 5 year term is 575. 3 year term bumps it up to 905.
I have a motion by Saul to approve David Heidner and Mitch Swanson for operator's license to apply weed killer not to exceed $380. Second.
So,
Russell,
yes.
Pearsall,
Yes.
Button,
Yes.
McDonald,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
That doesn't include mine.
Oh, she just did these two, but that's way more she asked. That's 90, that's 390, that's 40. How much did you ask?
380 for those two.
Each or for those two?
No, for those two.
Right.
That's not enough.
So 90.
45 and 45.
Oh, okay. Okay, hand it back. I just read that. It was 90, but it was like 40.
I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, you're right. It was, I was looking for, but I wrote it
I mean, that's not the math. I don't think that's enough.
down. I can't read my own writing.
So what is the bottom line now?
430.
And Nick's is 270. Right, yours is 270.
That's something this year, Gary.
70, 20, and 180.
That's,
270.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
so it's how much total? 430 total
For the two guys.
for the two guys?
Mm-hmm.
For Nick and Mitch.
For David and Mitch.
For
For
David.
David and Mitch. And this one is for Nick.
And Nick, you have 270?
I think I put 280 just in case.
Have a motion by Saul to approve David Heidner and Mitch Swanson for operator's license to apply weed killer not to exceed $430.
I'll second.
Good catch.
McDonald,
Yes.
Button,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Pearsall,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Motion carried. I have a motion by Saul to approve Nick Housengate to get applicator's license training and testing not to exceed $550. That's second.
550.
280.
What?
Should be 280.
270.
270.
Jeez.
What the heck?
We're gonna be here all
I'm just gonna
night.
add it all together.
I have a motion by Saul McCollum Gate to get its application license, training and testing not to exceed 270. Second.
Hutton,
Yes.
McDonald,
Yes.
Pearsall,
Yes.
Brazo,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
Mendoza.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay.
What's everyone's thoughts on the skid loader?
Yep.
We don't have to.
I'd like to sit down with you and let's put it in paper, so we can show everybody and put it on the agenda for the next month. Or not next month, the next meeting.
Anybody else have anything for Nick? Office?
I don't really have a lot. I'm a little overwhelmed on what hasn't been done and where to find everything. It's just, everything, I am a ref, everything just to get into all of these things has been quite a nightmare, but hopefully, once we get the bills done, I can spend more time. I did have to call Locust, to balance in the books. I'm gonna have them, what I do at the fire station is so much easier than what you have to do here. So I'm gonna have them walk me through the way that they do it.
Okay.
And then I should be able to do the rest of the months. But the first couple of months, they're just gonna have to help me with. And if they, originally could not get to me until June. And I told them, there's no way. So I'm gonna do 2 hours tomorrow and 2 hours the next day and see how far I can get. But unfortunately, we're right in the middle of bills, so,
Well, you've been struggling with bills for quite a few days, it
Yeah.
sounds like, so.
yeah.
Do we need to get her some more hours?
We probably will, yeah. That's not on here tonight.
No,
is it?
but next, can you put that on for the next time? Get Janet some more hours.
Well, didn't we just hire her?
Yeah, pretty much.
So.
And I promise you, when I'm done, I'm not coming back. It's hard.
Well, and I get that, and we appreciate what you're doing.
Yes.
I just, when do you do the grant, or is it already in the process, or,
Which one?
oh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
What grant?
That you said you needed some of these reports for.
Oh, that is gone, this is GATA, and it just has to be put into them.
No, I mean like for the sewer plant, or,
They said that if we don't get this into them, that we could be compromising our grants that we have been awarded already.
okay, okay.
And this should have been in long ago. And that was not.
Well,
So,
No, that's not on you.
no, I know, but it still will make you feel good.
so,
Is there anything any of us can do to help?
she's asking her questions when.
Organize, it's hard. I'm finding stuff everywhere. There's no set place that anything was put.
Just give me a call if you want me to come down and help.
Okay.
Well, the office has on here March bills and payroll. I haven't had a chance to look at the bills, so.
And I can't find them. Sorry.
Sweet.
I found all
Leave that on
mine,
there.
I've done all mine, but I have one day that I thought they were all there, because I found it, but they're not.
Okay, just leave those two things on, please.
But
We got
the
the
payroll
payroll, let's
is-
get that
is
done
all
and get it
there.
out of here.
Payroll's all there and it has, I mean, I did a monthly report. I did everything that I could, for payroll. I don't know how I'm gonna answer your question for accounts payable, but I'll figure it out.
I have a motion by Saul to approve payroll timesheets for February 16th, 26 through March 1st, 26, and March 2nd, 26, March 15th, 26, total of $21,319.86. Second.
I'll second.
McDonald,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Pearsall,
Yes.
Patton,
No, because I haven't had a chance to look at them, and I don't want to say something that I regret.
Leahy,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Motion carried. I'd like to discuss, take action, and appoint Julie Bird as FOIA officer.
Is there a motion?
Can we talk to Julie about that before we make sure she still wants to do that?
She's here.
Closed session?
Yeah, I just want a little
It's not a
more.
closed session.
It's not a closed session.
It's not a closed
No,
session issue.
no.
Okay.
She wants to make sure she gets the training.
I want to make sure that I'm capable
And you want,
of doing what I need to do here before I burn myself out doing other things. I want to make sure that Janet and I are good and that I know how to run the bills every month and make sure that they are correctly ran, because we have found a lot of mistakes. So before I jump into more, I just want to make sure that we're good and that I know what I'm doing, because I don't want to make mistakes.
I don't think that's fair.
In the office, I don't want to make mistakes.
And that should be your primary.
Yeah,
Function
and
so Bill, how do we go about this? Because I resigned as FOIA officer, so we have no one.
When somebody comes in.
I did the last one again after I resigned, but I just don't have time to do it. I don't have time to.
Jack, are you interested in doing them?
Nope.
I can assist, but somebody has to be the FOIA officer.
Right, you can assist, but then it costs us.
But we have an officer, now you can wait another meeting, but
There's no one that can't take FOIA. I sleep during the day, I'd be no good as FOIA officer.
Well, I work all day long.
Chuck,
So,
want to do it?
Does it pay anything else or what?
No.
Not this time, no, I don't.
Gary's leaving to search for somebody.
Maybe carry it to the next meeting and see if Julie changes her mind by then.
Yeah, if you really want, if you want to do it, you can wait till next meeting.
wait.
Next meeting.
I just want to make sure I'm good. I don't want to jump into more and not be confident here.
We still get the FOIA requests every week.
Yep. Also, I just want to say also that Julie's been doing a really good job in the office and helping Janet out,
She
and
is.
she's locating things that is pretty good, so I just want to give her kudos.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Okay, it's Janet's.
Julie, you agree?
No, no report.
Clerk?
You can do all those liquor licenses in one motion too.
okay.
You know,
We, I already, purple tongue, writing them all out.
you've already, okay.
At least I read myself.
We're tabling the platinum contract next meeting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, soon, since we,
Can you wait till the next budget?
We
You can wait.
I have a motion to approve March 18th regular meeting minutes. There was 2 things in the meeting minutes that I didn't correct.
Do you have a motion ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just-
I'll do it.
Thank you.
I have a motion by Hutton to approve March 18th regular meeting minutes. Second.
Second.
Hutton,
Yes.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Pearsall.
Yes.
Brazel,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Leahy.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And I have a motion to approve liquor license for Howard's for 2026-2027 year.
Second.
First, whatever.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
I have a motion by Saul to approve liquor license for Howard for 2026-2027. Second by Hutton.
Pearsall,
Who seconded by Hutton?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know you were saying mine.
no, for roll call. Hutton,
Yes.
McDonald,
Yes.
Brazel,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
Mendoza.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I have a motion to approve liquor license for Shell Express Lane for 2026
Keep my name on that.
Motion
by Mendoza.
I can button it. I can second it.
I have a motion by Mendoza to approve liquor license for Shell Express Lane for 2026-2022. Second by Hutton.
Thank you. Between you and I, we just,
Yes. McDonald,
Yes.
Hutton,
Yeah.
Leahy,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Pearsall,
Yes.
Brazel.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I have another motion to approve liquor and gaming license for Winter Circle for 2026-2027.
I'll do it.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Hutton to approve liquor and gaming license for Winter Circle for 2026-2027. Second by Mendoza.
Hutton,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
Brazel,
Yes.
Pearsall,
Yes.
McDonald.
Yes.
Motion carried.
and they open up tomorrow, so.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then, a motion to approve application for Shady Acres Mobile Home Park for 2026-2027.
What's that application for?
Just to run the
To
mobile.
operate mobile
They have to
home park,
operate, they have to do operation, like, there.
Yeah. It's in the ordinance.
I have a motion by Saul to approve application for Shady Acres Mobile Home Park for 2026-2027. Second.
Second.
Pearsall,
Yes.
McDonald,
Yes.
Hutton,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Brazel.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And then, Julie, do you still want to be my deputy clerk?
Can we put that on the next one too,
Yeah, that's fine,
with the FOIA?
yeah.
I just
No, I.
want to be
get
able to
it.
get what needs done in here. I just don't,
I get it.
it's been really stressful. And like Janet and I are gonna try to tackle like finding things tomorrow and we're trying.
You guys are doing fine.
Yep.
Committee report, building permit.
There was 3 of them. That was a
gonna tell you that is the same person that owns that house I was talking about. So
Gotcha.
that's the house you'll have to go
Okay.
Finance?
Anybody think about the code red policy?
to. I think anything that affects the whole city, whether it's a boil order, a storm, or spraying for mosquitoes, it should be covered.
Okay.
Anything, and I know we can separate it out too, like when it was a boil order but only part of the town, there was a way to only notify them. So, yeah, all of the above should be what we use it for. I mean, we're paying for it.
Anybody else in agreement? I just don't wanna put one on the thing, well, why would you do that? Okay.
We need to take advantage of it, once we have it, paying a lot of money
If we
for
don't
it.
send them out, someone's gonna have something to say about it.
And when we do send it out,
Someone's
either
gonna
way.
say either way.
Correct.
Used to be a real good one to use that a couple of days ago when we had the fire ban, fire burn. I mean, you see the fire trucks off. Something like that would be,
Burn ban.
Burn ban.
yeah, a burn ban.
And who calls that? Chief, the fire chief?
Fire chief.
Check your code, I'm sure it's going
What's her name?
Bill, you said what? We
I
should.
don't know what the burn ban word is.
I thought it was by county.
Yeah, that was county that told them, man.
Yeah.
So they're not without listening.
But sometimes it's sure it does, yeah, I thought you were talking about, okay, I thought you were talking about a village one. Yeah, sure it does.
Who does call for a bird ban?
As far as I know, the county.
Yeah, you guys have been here a lot longer than me. I've been here 8 years, never seen
Yeah.
Albany call burn ban yet.
It's,
I don't think
Oh,
sure.
yeah, we can.
Have we? I never.
It's Whiteside.
It's usually Whiteside County that shows a burn ban.
Okay. And then a temporary authorization for Janet to be put on IMRF. IMRF agent. I did write it.
I have a motion by Saul to approve temporary authorization for Janet Price on IMRF. The second.
Awesome.
Pearsall,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
McDonald,
Yes.
Hudson, Hutton.
I was gonna say, yes.
Thank you.
Great.
Grasso,
Yes.
Mendoza.
Yes.
Looking at
Motion
Hutton
carried.
and Grasso together and
I've been called worse.
What I just have on here again, it's from last time, about outsourcing the treasurer position, but that's gonna be a while at a time because we gotta get everything in order before we even decide what we're going to do.
Your ordinance says you have to have a treasurer,
Or,
so.
okay,
Yeah.
so there's that answer.
No, so is.
So we can change the ordinance if we need to.
Yeah, well, the state statute requires it.
Are we still taking applications, and do we have any new ones? Because I would like to see them.
Yep.
I'll stop in tomorrow at my
Can
lunch.
she be
Okay.
like acting treasurer, and that satisfies it?
No, you have to have a treasurer. You can have an acting treasurer for a tell you final, but it sounds like you got some interested people. So
But we can't hire anybody to take the votes already.
Well, that's not necessarily
You
true.
can hire somebody.
If you don't wanna walk in and go, here's this giant
here's
pile
this
of
mess.
mess.
But if
fix it."
somebody's willing to help, then why would we
That'd
turn
be
them
good
away?
training for 'em. Yeah. I would delay because of that if you can find somebody.
That's all I have.
Police department.
Yeah, we got a part-time officer, we're looking at hiring, here's his resume there, if you guys want to see it. That's that one. He's currently a sergeant in Morrison.
Forreston?
Morrison.
Morrison.
Corey Grounds is his name.
Oh, grounds. You said grounds.
Grounds, sorry.
Yeah.
Never heard anything bad about him. No.
That's a plus.
Talked to him, he's willing to work nights and weekends,
That's
because he's
what we
day
need.
shift right now.
Cool.
Talked about 28 an hour for pay.
Is that what the other one's getting?
He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh, he did leave?
Yep. Easter weekend was last shift. I guess I'd like to give Jason power to act and hire him. You guys are okay with it?
I gotta ask, have you guys taken a good look at the budget for next year, make sure we can comfortably afford a part-time officer going forward? I only ask because there's been a lot of stuff, after looking at this, it's kinda,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because,
I know we haven't had a police department for how many years, but I'm just asking.
right, and we're not, perfect scenario is we get somebody that can cover Saturday and Sunday. That's not always gonna happen. So 16 hours a week, best case scenario, even with that, we should be fine.
But even to hire, that's optional. 16 hours is optional. You don't have to schedule them.
Well, and we
Right.
need the nights and not necessarily Sundays, but Saturdays. would be-
Friday, Saturday nights
Correct,
is more. What we do.
correct. So, Thursday night. Oh. Wednesday night, isn't that the big night of it? So, like I said, yeah, we need some
The
nighttime.
what? The big night at what?
At-
You need to
at
finish
the
your
bar.
Up here?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
isn't that a big night at the bar on Wednesday nights?
I have no idea.
There was a
They don't have a
drawing.
drawing and stuff anymore?
There used to be, I don't know if there is
Okay,
it
me
anymore.
neither. No idea.
I think Wednesday is Kingpins too, for
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Well, either or, we need some nighttime hours.
Yeah.
Especially now with the outage going on, like,
There's a lot of people traveling out here. Mhm.
Do you want to put 16 up again?
That's in the ordinance.
No, more than 16 now.
No warning system.
Start with.
Yes, he has a background check and everything. I think it came back today, correct?
Yeah, his prints came back today from the state. I just have to finish talking to his former chiefs, and then I send it out in another form to the state, so I would say best case scenario, you could probably start a week from when I send the form in, which hopefully is tomorrow.
Time to go that Dakota, or that other vehicle that was.
Oh, the Durango?
Durango?
Oh, yeah, it's on
how much did we get out of it?
9,500.
What if the white truck outside? Is that a piece of shit?
Are you gonna get rid of it?
So that should help. Get rid of it, right?
Maybe a couple grand.
A little bit helps.
I agree.
I have a motion by Tim McDowell to give Jason Frank power to act to hire part-time police officer Corey Drowns at 28 an hour, not to exceed 16 hours a week. Second.
I'll second.
McDonald,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
Hutton,
Yes.
Brazel,
Yes.
Pearsall,
Yes.
Mendoza.
Yes.
Motion carried. Utilities.
I got a, little, it was a little meeting briefing that came over, my, phone, and it was, MSA put it together for, financial support from a firm called Spear Consultants. And I assume the rest of you got it?
I couldn't get mine to work, but
I sent everybody an initial link and a second link, because the first one didn't work.
First one didn't work, but I did watch the second one on it. I'm kind of happy with this. I was kind of sitting back a little bit to find out, because what MSA was really gonna do for us. And it seems like we're really trying to dig in. This firm, Spear Consultants, is out of Waterloo, Quad Cities, and Chicago. And they're a pretty good heavy hitter firm, that they know the right contacts. Some of the other villages they've helped were Geneva, St. Charles, Batavia, Albany,
Full.
Fulton. So, they seem to know the right type of people to touch to connect to get some of these financial loans.
I've worked with them several times.
And it's good, because people work with them,
Yeah.
you know, years in past, but, you know, change, so we don't know if it's the same firm, but I thought for a good thing for MSA to work for the village, since we're paying them, that they help us along to try to get some of this financing on here. I just want to present that to you.
So they're not a financial institution that will lend us the money?
No, they'll go after the
They go to
individuals.
them to get.
And why can't we just call the local banks and get the short-term loan that we need?
Did you watch, I'm not
Yeah, you gotta-
I'm not being snarky when I asked, did you watch the meeting?
I did not. I read some of it, but I didn't watch it.
He explains in depth in the meeting why,
Before you leave, show you how to do it.
To get the good rates, you gotta have these guys.
Well, who did we use when we got the water treatment plant at the sewer, at the park?
I wasn't here for that.
It was an IEPA, didn't use anybody. If it was bonds, you probably used a guy out of Champaign, who everybody used for a while. He died a few years ago, so. Pro.
So we had an IPA one.
I don't know which one you're talking about. IPA will need about, he's looking at different kinds of loan mechanisms here. You have to have a council like this, financial.
I don't think we had a
advisor.
person for the park.
And you might,
Bill,
this is talking about a whole lot more money here.
while we're on the topic, do you do bond counsel?
No,
You do not?
no,
Okay.
bond council,
Okay.
very, very concentrated. I've used Chapman, I was gonna just.
Chapman and Cutler?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fellow from Champaign is one of them, and he's live.
Yeah.
He's the one that did years in the past, in Bolton area. But Chapman and Cutler was, they're nationwide.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the Miller firm, but Chapman and Cutler, I've worked with them many times, they're very good. They're all, you know, same price.
So he didn't watch the video. I didn't want to try to summarize this because I'm not great in trying to transcribe what I watched, so I'll do the best I can. There's no direct cost to the village. We don't pay them like an hourly rate or a rate like MSA gets for working on stuff. They only get paid upon loan issuance. So if we use them, we get a percentage of what the loan is for
And
payment.
how much?
It's 0.025% for every $1,000.
It's
So
$2.50 per
For every
thousand.
$1,000.
And he'll try to find a bond counsel, try to bid it out as well, which you might get a bad deal.
As a village attorney, what is your input on Spear Financial? I know it's our decision
I've worked with them
ultimately,
many
but
times, yeah, they're good. I don't have any problems with Spear Financial.
Write it up.
I did not, because I didn't know,
Well, I don't know what you got.
discuss it outright before we try to make a motion. I mean,
You wanna do it?
I think it's
Next
under,
week? It's next week.
be the next week, engage.
Oh,
Next week already.
Yeah,
next week's a meeting already?
I believe it is.
Oh, you can do it now or next meeting, it's no weeks, it doesn't make any
Yeah,
difference.
next Wednesday.
What's everybody's thoughts? I mean, I know Chuck weighed in,
I
but
didn't listen to it. I
And
couldn't.
like I said, when somebody suggested it, look at it, look it up, look at the website. I went through this gentleman's, little, history background with it, and he's a good guy, that hasn't done it with it. He's got experience.
I just didn't remember who we used at the water
Yeah.
treatment plant.
I don't want to rush the decision. I mean, if these guys haven't watched it, I mean.
No, we get
If next Wednesday's, does it mean, I know it's, what is that, 9 days?
Yep.
I know it's 9 more days, but you guys should watch the video. I don't want to sit here and try to advocate.
I'll try and get it to work
You'll
this
Yeah,
time.
if I need to resend it, I will. I know the second one worked for me and the first one didn't, so,
Okay.
It takes a while now.
yeah. So you don't just click the link and watch it. You have to click the link and we'll start downloading. I don't know if you're using a laptop, desktop, phone. It will download and then we'll go to your downloads folder. So you will not
Okay,
get that.
that's what I
You will
did.
not get that link to open the video. You will have to go to your downloads to watch it, but then it'll pull the whole meeting up. You can watch the whole thing.
Okay. And did you do it on your laptop?
Mine was on my laptop. It also worked on my phone too. I sent it to my phone to make sure, because I had to send it from my phone just in case it didn't work on my laptop. So
Okay.
it worked on it.
It's a 30-minute video.
Yeah, it's 28, just shy of 29 minutes.
Okay.
And gives a lot of information in it. And MSA, I will say MSA benefits nothing from this, from Spear Financial. Like, they only did this to help suggest something for us. They're not getting paid from this. That meeting didn't cost us any money. So far, we've got nothing in Spear Financial. So just watch that. She also, Sarah sent the meeting and included, what's it called? What was it? I sent the, can't think of the thing, it's not a contract. Letter of engagement.
Oh, yeah.
Letter of engagement, and he sent another thing, put another link with it, kind of a brochure of what Spear Financial does, what he's done. So it's very informative, getting them to go over the whole thing. I think it's a good idea, that's just me, especially when I realized when it's not as much as when we first looked into municipal advisors, I was like, no, especially once we figured out how much it cost. $2,500 on $1 million, to make sure we get the best rate, everything's in order. To me, it doesn't seem like it's that big, it's not a bad idea, just my thoughts.
Question, where if the rates that he gets aren't great, and we could get something else, do you owe anything if you don't go with what he brings?
Double check, I don't believe so. Did you see anything?
I didn't.
I don't, like I said, he kept saying in the meeting, we don't get paid unless the loan is issued. So, double check the stuff I sent, but I couldn't, unless I missed something, I didn't see anything in there.
Cemeteries and parks.
The first one, has anybody looked at the employee handbook at all?
I've been looking at it, I'm not through the whole thing yet, but.
Okay. So, I've talked to Janet about, our business hours, like, we're running a business here, so yeah, so our departments need to be open. In the past, the office has always been open from 8 to 4:30. The maintenance shop has always been open from 7 to 3:30. And police has always been random, per se, at their own discretion. So, I don't know, Janet said maybe we could do it this way, and I don't know, and that's why I wanted to ask Bill. So, because we can't change the handbook every time there's a loophole or something.
We can.
Well, we can, but it seems to be taking so long, and so can you do this in a motion to try to set our hours so our departments are open when they're supposed to be open?
Well, is this in your handbook, the hours in your handbook?
The hours are not specific in the newest handbook. So that's why I was wondering, can we make them?
Do it in the manual, or you do it in motion, to set the hours. I mean, you set office hours here, you're just making a motion on board.
So we can do that or we can't?
You can.
You can.
Set hours.
So, I mean, I've lived here for over 30 years. I've only been on the board for 9, but the hours have always been the same. We need to have the maintenance shop open from 7 to 3:30 every day, because that's what people expect. So I don't know if anybody is willing to discuss this, or, I wrote 3 of them, because we have 3 different departments that I see. The first one was for the police. They should have random hours with nights and weekends included. There's always a half-hour lunch per shift if you work over 5 hours, and that's the state of Illinois, that's not me. The second one is for the business hours of the maintenance shop, is open from 7 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. There's a half-hour lunch required by the state of Illinois, and that has to be taken after within 5 hours of your arrival. And then the other one is the office hours have Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, same thing. State of Illinois requires that they take a half hour for lunch. Is anybody willing to second any of these motions so we can try to get on the right track?
Police, the chief of police can't be, like, the courts aren't open, the circuit clerk's office, any other departments, they're doing administrative work, and that's when they need to be here. I mean, every now and then you can throw in a night if you don't have nothing going on or whatever, but
So you want the chief to work straight days shifts?
That wasn't the agreement.
Not at all.
it's not, but you have to do what,
I
when
agree.
he can be here to do his work with other people.
That's why I said
He
random.
should pretty much set his hours
Yeah, I think-
according to
Yes,
what he needs.
absolutely.
I believe we totally said, somewhere in the, somebody in the room, I don't know if it was you, but somebody said we weren't gonna tell them what hours to work, so no, I.
And no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying we need to get some nights in here, we need to get some weekends
We
in
already
here.
discussed that. Me and Jason.
Yeah, last meeting, you said you discussed it with them?
Yeah, he.
Okay, so
works
then you're,
Saturday and you're not gonna be able to set his hours.
I'm not trying to set his hours, I'm trying to fluctuate them some to where we have, you know, like these people that are going to the new plant are going through here at 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and they're not slow.
Then we talked about him.
So, I mean, but if he doesn't come until 8 o'clock, that's all said and done. So, I think they work 6 to 6.
The bottom line is he's got 40 hours a week and he can't cover everything.
Well, I didn't realize how much administrative stuff, are you like writing tickets like crazy?
No, administrative stuff, like, well, today, I spent half a day dealing with our Axon bill. The other half of the day investigating the felony that happened in Albany.
Okay,
Last weekend, I was dealing with stuff, with trying to write a grant. I mean,
okay.
I don't just,
I'm not saying
Right
that,
around
I'm
town.
saying, like I said, when we hired you, we talked to you about the flexibility and about the weekends and stuff, and I just feel like the village, might be getting the short end of the stick a little bit.
I'm sorry to get hold of
I disagree.
Not for you per se, but for, are you leaving?
I have to leave, or I'm late for work.
Oh,
Yep, I'm sorry.
See you later.
okay.
In regards to the maintenance department, I think I already said that before. If what he's doing is working and the comp time's not gonna, if it's switching it to what you're talking about, it's gonna cost us more money, then I don't support it. If he's doing what he's doing and we're still covered,
Well, there's no reason to be here at 6:30 in the morning because our shop isn't open.
I know, that's just my,
Okay.
like I said, that's just my.
I'm available 168 hours a week, in case anyone's wondering. Try calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning like Joe Carroll did last week. The phone
Have a good
picks
night, guys.
up, and it wasn't even my problem.
That's fine.
Actually, it's
We
fine.
need, but if somebody,
Am I being compensated for that? No, I'm
You're the
not.
one who wants the
And you're
phone.
worried about me showing up early? You're mad because I'm a go-getter? This is the conversation we're having?
is somebody
Okay.
always at the office
It's enough,
till
It is.
3:30?
It is enough.
it's enough.
Would you say?
You
Is
are gonna
somebody-
stop me from talking? You never stopped
I just
him?
told him. I wasn't
What were you
talking.
saying?
Okay,
He's starting to argue.
exactly. And like I
Is
said,
somebody always there till 3:30? Maybe not you, is there always a, and maybe not even there, but
It would be
on
a
you.
very rare occurrence where we have a water leak or something like that on a Friday and the guys work through lunch and then go home at 3.
well, did we have a water leak last Friday?
No?
Well, because somebody left at 3.
Okay. Ooh. I'll check the time cards. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
this is an issue, but I'm not saying,
is.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It is an issue when our shop needs to be open until 3:30 daily, Monday through Friday. So,
but even then was said till 3:30, nobody's there all the time. Nobody's at the shop all the time.
well, no,
They're all working.
that's why we have, well, I wouldn't say that, but there's a lot of people
Oh,
at the shop.
ouch. That's a slam.
Well, like I said, I just don't understand why we are not trying to get this under control, and nobody seems to care,
Under control is the point.
So nobody cares but you.
Why did
Is
you
that what
vote
you're
it out,
saying?
why did you vote it out the first time back a year ago? You already had it printed in your.
right, we
Where's
didn't
the
do,
water book?
right,
So.
but we approved it, you're right, and we shouldn't have, you're right. There's a lot of things in there, there's loopholes that everyone's looking for, and they're finding them, and so they're using them. So,
The
That's fine.
original book said 7 to 3:30.
The original.
Yep.
and it's always been that, for the 30
And
years
then
I
I
lived
think
here.
they switched it to say at the discretion, because on the super
I
hot
agree that
days.
somebody needs to be here till 3:30, but I don't agree that they can't
When you
do
did
the
the
problem.
second handbook,
The second handbook, they switched it
who wrote
because
it?
I think Jerry and Deanne might have.
The first one was being done by Ed Welch,
Yeah,
and then, well, I'm not gonna go into that.
Yeah,
He didn't
that's
get
all
it
done.
done. No, so, in his 4 years, and then it took 4 years for the new one that we have now.
So I don't know who came up with the switch of the hours, but
I don't know.
it was, I think, it was switched because in the super hot days in the summer,
correct.
we would tell the guys that they could come in at 6:30, just don't do anything loud or near any homes,
Right.
and then you could leave earlier because it was super hot. And so instead of saying like what ended or something like that, they just switched the book to say whatever.
Well, I honestly, I think we need to take a look at the, comp time too. Cause I know you guys think we're saving money with it, I don't. So, but you also have to take the time to come in here and look at timesheets and look to see what's actually going on. And I know that's easier said than done because I can't get here either, so. Anyway, the next thing, if no one's going to say anything, we'll move on to the next one, is the ordinance for, I don't remember which one it is, for the water, which is 833. So Bill said last time we were here that we cannot continue to lose money.
I said we can, it's not
We
good
can't,
policy.
oh, you can't, but we're working
It's
at
not-
it.
it's
The
not
ordinance
good
we
policy.
chose, we were
Right.
working at it. There is a plan.
So the $36,000 a month that we're losing,
No, it's just 1,000 a month.
what's? So that's okay with everybody. I guess I'm trying to figure out how we go about stopping this. We don't run our households like this, or we shouldn't run our households like this. And so to continue to lose money every month, where does it end? We're not being responsible.
What's the amount again?
I don't remember. I just know that we did not raise the, what's that?
Wait for you to get done. With your fee, because I was gonna ask Nick to find out how we're losing money.
Okay, well, ask Nick how we're losing money then.
I was
'cause-
waiting for you to get done. Nick, were you losing money?
We are currently, under budget, but yes, we are gonna go in the hole this year. We were budgeted to go in the hole, about $75,000 in the water.
That was
Deep budget.
this,
I am under
we
budget,
were budgeted
To
to
go in the
go in the
hole.
hole.
yes.
Yes.
I guess I'm lost.
Utilities as a
I
whole
think
was
you are.
budgeted to go in the hole by about $80,000.
Okay. And then how are we making this up?
With the ordinance that they passed to raise the rates.
The $4 and something?
No, that's sewer. Well, 495 was sewer. The water was a step,
What's the first step?
15%. I can't remember. Without looking at
It don't matter. That's all right. You know what? I guess Bill, you seemed pretty adamant at the last meeting that we shouldn't be losing money.
It's up to you if you're gonna do it or not.
Well, I would
It's not a
like
good
to
policy.
stop it
20%.
sooner than later. Everybody's wanting us to do this and buy this, and at some point, we have to figure out where we're at, which,
Do you have that with you?
I don't-
all right, so the next one is
More than half of it.
the cemetery cleanup. We're going to, if anybody's interested, it will be Saturday, the 11th, I think it is. Yep, this Saturday, the 11th at 12:30. If it happens to be pouring down rain, we'll move it to Sunday, but as of now, hopefully it's not going to be. 12:30 Sunday, or Saturday. I need black bags, I don't know if you still have those, Nick, but,
I think I have some clear ones.
Okay.
I will get you some.
all right. And then,
You said this Saturday,
yes,
Did the Lions Club pick up their stuff?
4/11. Correct.
And that's 12:30, you said?
yes. And like I said, if it's pouring down rain, we'll postpone it to the next day, but hopefully we can just get it done. It doesn't take that long, it'll probably take me a little bit longer with the hand, but I'll get it done, so.
No, I said I would help.
And that's all, like the other one, nobody, we're not gonna worry about, so that's it for this.
Ordinance, health, safety, nuisance.
Nick, did you order the new barricades with the lights, or the lights for the barricades?
We already have flash, we just put batteries in.
Okay, we already had some?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they stay attached, much like the DOT, those structures out there.
Okay.
We shouldn't have any street barricaded off there.
But it's spring, we will.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
And then the weed you already talked about, and then park equipment, if MSA was here, I was gonna ask them to kick in a little something. But the climbing wall is, got some pieces missing. The handicap swing, there's no strap, there's no seatbelt, then you green one, like for infants or handicapped.
Oh.
The green one, there's holes for the strap, there's no strap.
The big one,
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever seen a strap on that one.
but it's got the capability, but we probably just.
Didn't it have a thing that went up and down? Like, you put them in and then you pull them
Might
down?
have,
It might have had it on.
Yeah.
'Cause I know it hadn't ever had a buckle.
No, I think it had up down, which I don't know.
And then I was thinking maybe we could get, instead of mulch, we could get the rubber to put down.
Pricey.
Yeah.
I know it's pricey, but it depends on what we can get.
Sure.
You know, if they're giving us a big ticket, that would cut down on weeds and stem bees. I mean, we had our playground equipment over asphalt when I was little, but you fall off the jungle gym, you're bleeding. Yeah. And then you were told to get up and walk it off.
Yep.
But that was it. If you can think of any ways we can get some money for the park. I know when the chamber was here, they used to do the cookouts and stuff like that, so if we can think of something like that again, and I will ask MSA when they're here. And the climbing wall, I don't know if that one can be fixed, but we can get the ones that are just the two pieces of wood like this. And then they have the little steps, little things, and they climb up it and then climb down it. The one we have, unless you're a taller kid, once you get to the top, that's quite a, get your leg over to get underneath, to get over it. So the little kids can't do it. And I just don't want anybody to get hurt.
We did have a book on park equipment and stuff, but I don't know if I have, that playground stuff. Is it over there?
Okay.
Might be in those shelves.
Okay. That was it.
That's it.
That's it.
Visitors, Floyd?
Thank you, Jack. First off, I'd like to address that budgeted money, Nick. In the past 15 years, it was not at all uncommon for a budget to be written with more expenses than revenue. As a matter of fact, it was more common than not. I don't have the figure in my head, but I want to say about, historically, they've only spent about, utilities have only spent about 60% of the money budgeted. That's why that was done that way. And you voted for that budget. I'd also like to point out that I don't know where this money is coming from for a skid steer. September, I told you guys you're losing $6 grand a month in water. October, nothing happened. November, nothing happened. December, I sent each of you a letter detailing how that money is being lost or what you need to do to fix it. What happened was, you took Nick's plan and decided to raise it $7 and something, essentially saying, let's keep losing $3 grand a month. Then Pam takes the water fund money in October to Thompson to make $267 more in interest. Meanwhile, you're losing $3,000 a month in water if you had enacted what 5 of you voted for. That was never enacted, and now you're going to discuss it again. That's how you're losing $72,000 a month or a year in water. $6 grand a month. You know how to stop it. Chuck, you yourself said when they were talking about the CDs at the last meeting, you would have went for the most money. You were well aware that you guys were losing $6 grand a month in water. Why is that okay? I don't understand it, and I've been all around this town. I've never seen anything close to a money printing machine for this village, ever. This is serious money you guys are talking about. You're talking about a $75,000 skid loader. We've got by for how many years without a skid loader? When you needed one this spring, it was $3,000 a week. Maybe you should plan events around that. Get a skid loader for a week. Good Lord, we're not made of money in this town. Illinois has either the highest or second highest property taxes in the country. People are fleeing the states that have those high rates. And that's because they don't feel like they're getting value for their money. And we're not. We're not. Now, I don't know how you all can sit there and think about spending this money when you're fine tossing $6 grand a month out the window for the water fund. It's nothing personal, but this is real. Thank you for listening to me. Oh, one more thing. I got another moment. No receipts for the credit card. I asked again today. No receipts. $2,400 worth of charges. A lot of them yours. No receipts. How does that happen? Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Lloyd. Gloria?
So the $1 million loan that you guys were talking about before, is that related to the sewer or to the ramp project?
Sewer.
Okay, so last time my understanding was that when we get a bill from MSA, it's gonna average around $80,000 to $80,000 a month. And I'm wondering if anybody has been negotiating with them or talking with them about how they would be willing to set up a payment plan or something? Or are you just gonna wait for the first bill?
That's why we're looking for the loan. The loan would pay them as we go along.
So it's just, so it's not just for the sewer, it's for any bills for MSA?
No, just the sewer bills.
So what about the ramp?
May I?
No, the rent is separate. Yeah,
Oh.
go.
So it's essentially a bridge loan that gets us through that first year, and then when we get approved for the SRF loan through the IEPA, we pay that off.
Didn't they say that the ramp was gonna cost about $1 million for this next year while they design it?
400,000.
400,000.
It was 200 that we got the grant for, and then it was going to be more, and now they're talking like 200 more thousand.
But they're trying to get.
They're trying to get another.
It sounded, I thought we were on the hook for like but the general fund is on the hook for another 120,000. That's our money that's in the bank.
ramp, so
Correct. So if we get the grant, if we don't get the grant, then we're looking at 300,000, 320,000.
Right.
But we also don't know what we're getting from, or if we're getting, yes, I would say, isn't that another one?
Mhm.
Yeah. But he just got somebody in Rock Island $4 million, so never.
That's it.
Try to have some stuff.
New business? Old business?
I have something for old business. So since I wanted to talk about the CDs, I was trying to see how things are done, and because I basically know, but I wanted to get it confirmed, I guess I should say. So I did call up to Thompson and talk to them at the bank, and I asked them how, what they needed to open new accounts, and, every time that you open a new account, you have to have minutes stating that, we wish to open this account with this amount of money, these are the signers, blah, blah, blah. They need your EIN number, they need the IDs for everyone on the account. And I don't know how we were able to open all those CDs
I
without
don't
minutes.
know, I went in, said I wanted to open it, they said I needed the EIN, I had that, and
So you're saying that they didn't ask you for minutes
they
up in
asked
Thompson?
nothing, for nothing, like that. They had to have the EIN number.
Okay, because the lady I talked to said, and she was in Thompson, that they're required, if you add somebody, you need minutes. If you remove somebody, you need minutes. Any change requires minutes. So if none of you, nobody wrote up some quick minutes, I'm guessing?
Oh, for
They
God's
don't
sakes,
have
now I'm
one.
gonna be accused of doing
No, I'm
that shit
asking,
too?
I'm asking if somebody decided to write some minutes up or something scratched on some paper that
God's
says,
sakes.
we approve this.
Bill, here's the thing,
Absolutely not.
we've got CDs
I would
here.
not do that.
We've discussed this before in meetings. Jackie and I, Jack knew, I think, maybe I might have been here. Anyway, I called many banks to find out the rates. This bank was one of the lowest, so we took the ones that were due and we moved them to the one that was the highest. And I've taken so much crap over this to make money. Well, this should have been done for years and it hasn't been. And one reason is because this bank was actually competitive in rates at one time. But now I'm just taking all this grief because I moved these CDs out of our
Well, it's,
little hometown bank that
Yeah.
has umpteen million, but that's not our hometown anymore.
well, it certainly is.
Well,
And like I
certainly
said,
it's not even close to the same bank. You think at 16 years old, I went in and asked for a loan.
Well, but I'm just saying, if it's required by law, I don't know how they were able to open
I
them.
just started doing that research, because Jack asked me to do that. We did have an investment policy passed in 1999. I think it was 1999.
Okay.
State law, everybody had an investment policy. And it does give the treasurer some discretion.
Okay,
So, but I haven't looked at the rest of the rules about it. There's several state laws, and I won't have time to do it. I've been too busy, but,
okay, okay.
yeah.
Well,
So, but I will get you down a memo on it.
Hey, I was even called Rita Crunwell for this.
I'm not calling you that, I just don't know how you opened accounts without minutes. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But like I said,
That's not my question.
the ladies that I talked to said that they were required, they're required at my bank, I think they're required at Kelly's bank. So it's funny how, I should,
Some things require resolutions, bank policy.
well, I said, that's what they told me they needed, so I don't know why she would lie to me, but maybe.
Maybe I will.
Closed session?
I'll call.
In defense, I also cashed in a CD from the fire department and got it. They did not ask me for the minutes.
Who did? You, where you took them, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
But I got a phone call about a week later, asking me for them.
okay.
So they didn't initially ask me for them either.
Okay.
I don't know,
Well, that's good.
To my knowledge, no one here has been asked for it.
well, they would ask, they didn't ask me either, but they did call me. Somebody from Savannah.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Closed session? Anybody?
You. Okay.
Somebody written up the-
I am.
Thank you. by Priscilla to adjourn the meeting at 7:28.
Janet,
Second.
did you ask the board, that was, I mean, talk about that?
Yes, I do.
Pearsall? Yes.
That's our thing.
Yes.
And we're not talking,
McDonald?
we're not talking this thing, I don't care. We don't
Okay,
have
you kind of did the catalog
Yes.
for the equipment through CAM, it sounds like, you know, if you want to do a fundraiser for it. I just wanted to-
You're okay, you're fine.